late afternoon for my front page assignment. I was attracted to that urgent message written in bold capital letters placed in my table by our secretary with these two words, Dalpo Rescue. You know what Dalpo is? That is do the impossible. That is the meaning of Dalpo. Dalpo Rescue. I pondered a while. I have two things in mind. The first was so dreadful to imagine. Baka may masamang nangyari sa kanya. The second, medyo feasible, because I knew already of the possible problem that he may arise, that he may encounter. So I called up when he was. Bayon sa may problema. Malaki ang tawa ni Cerge. Yung pala kailangan niya ng reinforcement because he could not get out from the paradise for obvious reason. Na-short kasi sa budget. So I went to where he was to pay for his bill. Of course, without the knowledge of his partner. But don't misunderstand him. Kaya kumusunada lang siya magpunta doon, maski alam niya wala nang laman yung bulsa niya. Because he knew pretty well na meron pa kaming common funds para ibayad sa apartment at saka sa pagkain namin sa... I could not just forget this because it really had an impact on my life later. Alam nyo, the story did not end sa rescue operation. Several months later, I was quote-unquote, casualty of that circumstance. Because the chaperone that out of the blue pinadate nila sa akin, siya yung nadala ko sa simbahan as my wife. At saka sila hindi sila natuloy. After its revolution, I was then the editor of the Visayan Herald, a newspaper struggling against the Marcos dictatorship. There was no more reason for being sa newspaper namin. So I went home to the province together with my wife. Unfortunately, our marriage life, enjoyed in Mindanao, did not last long as he succumbed to a lingering illness of cancer. In far-flung Candang, Surigao del Sur province, a hotbed of insurgency, rebel-infested, then anti-communist crusader Cerge Remonde risked his life and bravely entered into the lion's den to pay his last respect to the chaperone who was going to be interred. Appearing incognito, Cerge calmly joined the funeral march with his presence, not noticed with his nemesis in the underground. Kasi during that funeral, maraming stalwarts ng National Democratic Front na nagsabay, mga kaibigan namin doon sa Surigao del Sur. Nung gabing yun, Cerge was there with us. Isang pare pumunta sa akin. Tinawag ko niya sa CR at binulungan ako. Sino ba yung kasama mo? Lagay namin siya si Cerge Remonde. That priest was linked to the National Democratic Front. Sabi ko, Padre, ibarato mo na lang sa amin. Because Cerge did not come here for other purpose. Nagpunta yan dito para pag-sympathize. Actually, ang nag-work test kanyang gabi na yun, yung mga NK na. You may wonder why I emphasize the trivial matters, such as the one I narrated to you. Trivial it may be, this kind of story, but I have to treasure this in my memory. Because it was during his visit to the wake of the chaperone that I was able to fathom the kind of person Secretary Remonde is. Even during the early part of his media career in Cebu, of whom I had the privilege of working together, as we belong to the same media outlet at one moment, the Visayan Herald. I had already an inkling of what will become of him in the future. His religiosity, commitment to work duty, consistency and focus were enough indications of a person destined to the top. And believe me, Cerge, who just turned 50 last December, has yet to rise to wherever he goes up. Only God knows. Cerge Remonde is without doubt the most remarkable Cebuano media person since time immemorial. He has achieved what none of his peers has managed to achieve. Starting as a local newsman, he went on to become press secretary, the plum position always desired by every media man. Despite the challenges every member of the President's cabinet has to face, he has managed to hold his nerve and even get promoted. Even more remarkable, he has remained as close and loyal to the President as ever. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Secretary Cerge.
Thank you very much, my very good friend, Manny Lumanao, your regional coordinator for Northern Mindanao, for that very intimate introduction. I have never been introduced like that in my entire life. Let's give Mr. Lumanao a round of applause. The President for Life, the Publishers Association of the Philippines Incorporated, the voice, the champion of the community press, His Excellency President Johny Dayang, let's give him a round of applause. The First Lady of PAPI, a paisana Cebuana. Actually, she is the younger sister of one of the most prominent icons of the broadcast media in the Visayas and Mindanao, who was very influential also in my career as a media person, and I refer to the late Atty. Lex Enriquez. Like you, coming from the print media, are very read and heard, having spoken a number of times tonight, more so articulately by my dear Bel Conanan. But for a while there, if I closed my eyes, I thought that I was in a gathering of broadcaster. I was in a gathering of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. And speaking of the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, you bet the kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas is giving me a testimonial. So I would like to thank you so very much. I did not prepare a speech tonight because I would rather speak from my heart. And of course, I would like to say that, and I'm glad that Bel was here to speak for me, because most of my colleagues in media really were very cordial with their congratulations with my appointment as press secretary was announced. But I must admit that I was really not very happy when that announcement was made. And I'm saying this not because somebody from the presidential management staff is here. And I'm really, I'd like to assure you, Atty. Yolo, that I'm still really as sorry as you guys in the presidential management staff over my appointment. But I think really Bel was really among those who really expressed serious concern. And expressed her sympathy. And it's really true. I know that I have accepted the most difficult job in the cabinet by being press secretary.